Hi guys, and welcome to Financial Growth. My name is Tanika, and on this channel we are all about those financial goals, okay? Whatever they may be, I know it looks like it's just me here, yeah. But us other people watching as well, we are all here for it. We're all for those financial goals. So I just want to apologize, as per usual, I suppose, about the late upload. I've been having massive, when I tell you, it's been massive technology problems. So my phone basically just was not recording. My laptops were just like, they were recording, but the sound was, it was pretty awful. The sound was awful. It just was echoey and kind of muffled, and I just thought, I can't put this out there. And I kept on being told, Tanika, why don't you just close your eyes and get a new phone? And I was just like, nah, I'm not doing it. No, I am not doing it. So I had somebody play with my phone recently. They're into their tech stuff, and they thought they sorted it, and then I tried, and it seemed as though it was only allowing me to have 1 minute, just 1 minute of of recording time, and I talk for like a lot longer than 1 minute. So it was literally just now I thought, okay, I'm just gonna have to try and do something. I've been messing with my laptops, I've been messing with my phone, and I don't know. Thank you, Jesus, it's actually working now. I don't know how. I don't know. I think it's to do with something that person had done on my phone, to be honest. But yeah, it's working now. So I'm so glad. I missed speaking to you guys. I hope you guys have missed the uploads. Okay, so this is basically just going to be a very quick update in relation to where I am now. Yeah, in relation to where I am now in regards to where I was in my last video. So my last video was all about anxiety and how that's affected me in terms of being a new homeowner, I suppose. So an update, guys, an update. The anxiety, I'm not going to lie, it has eased, but not ceased, okay? It has not ceased, but it has eased. So I'm so grateful. I'm not gonna lie. When I wrote that down, eased but not ceased, I was like, Tanika, are you a poet? Yeah? Are you a poet? So yeah, it's eased but not ceased. And I'm grateful. I'm truly grateful, because before it was just the first thought on my mind. Now I don't think about it every single day. Probably like every other day, but it's not the first thought on my mind. It just comes to my mind, and then it quickly disappears just as quick as it comes. So I'm truly grateful it's not weighing me down. I spoke about previously the whole job situation, in terms of, at the time I was just looking on Indeed, considered doing taxiing, considered a lot, to be honest, but yeah, I mentioned taxiing in my last video. Anyway, I decided not to run with that, and in the middle of a pandemic, there we go, got my teeth back in. So yeah, I decided not to run with that. But one thing I did notice, or I have noticed, is the fact that I am a lot more sensitive to work-related issues, whereas before I'd be like, that don't really bother me, or yeah, whatever, just do your worst. Do your worst. I'm not really bothered. But now that I've got a mortgage, I'm kind of like, please don't do your worst. Please don't do anything. So there was something that happened recently at work, and because of this whole mortgage thing, in all honesty, I think that increased my sensitivity towards the issue. And it was to the extent where, you know, when something happens, yeah, and you have to tell Shanika down the road, you have to tell Letitia up the road, you have to tell like Morgan like 2 blocks down, you just have to tell everyone. So like, you're messaging. I was voice noting. I'm not really one for messaging, yeah, so I was voice noting everyone. And like this issue was just really affecting me, and to the extent where like I was crying. I was fully crying. And I even cried to my mum. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, that wasn't even a cry. That was like a bawl. I was like bawling. And like, I don't even cry to my mum. Do you know what I mean? Because to be honest, she is not emotional at all. She's not. So yeah. So work, that was the situation. I felt like the mortgage had made me highly sensitive to it, when normally I would have just been like, I'm not bothered, it is what it is, you know what I mean, I'm still here, it's another day, like, yeah. But yeah, so a mortgage kind of changes your perspective, okay? It changes your perspective. That's another thing nobody tells you really about getting a mortgage. Especially as a single person, nobody actually tells you stuff like that. Or sometimes it's said, yeah, but it's not said to the extent that it needs to be said. Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, yeah, it's said, but you haven't really taken note. Okay, so another thing that I would say, bills. So obviously, coming from a house share, all my bills were included, okay? So there was literally no bills apart from just the rent, which covered the council tax, the water, the gas, electricity, TV license, everything. It covered everything. So just like that one-off payment, not one-off, but that monthly rent, that was literally nothing every month, and it covered all my bills. So when you move into a house and you got all these individual bills to pay, yeah, it kind of leaves you a little bit speechless after a little while, because things like water, you know, gas, electricity, I think it's 3 months. Actually, I think it's 6 months, because I've been here about 6 months now, and now everyone's kind of writing to me like, yeah, you've used too much, so we're going to increase your bills. And I'm just like what? Say that again. What? So I've had my water write to me and basically say that I've used like a lot, but she was a bit confused, because she thought, actually, this isn't what one person would normally use, so maybe there's a leak. So she told me how to test for a leak, guys, yeah. And I did that, hoping and praying that there would be some leaks somewhere, so like, you know, I wouldn't have to worry too much about paying these excess amounts. So anywho, there was no leak. The thing is, I just love water. I love water. I can be in the bathroom easy for like half an hour, easy, just having a shower. Like, don't even get started on the bath. Seriously, because that is a longer time. So yeah. But I have minimized it like drastically. So now it's like anywhere from, at one point I could literally do 10 minutes, but now it's like anywhere from, like, I would say 12 minutes to 20 minutes shower. And yeah, let's still not talk about the bath situation. Okay. So long story short is, that's increased. Another thing that increased was my heating. I used to just I felt like I was careful, but I was not clearly careful enough. And they increased that bill. So now I'm literally like, I'll be speaking to someone on the phone, having this deep conversation, and then I'll just drop the line of, is your heating on? And they must think like, Tanika, what's wrong with you? Why are you asking me about my heating? But I'm only asking because I need to know, is it normal to turn your heating on at this particular time? Like, it's what, May? It's raining outside. And I'm not gonna lie to you, my heating is not on. I've got my jumper, as you can see, my turtleneck, because like I suffer with a cold. Like I don't know. I was born here, but I'm sure I should have been born somewhere like Jamaica or somewhere in the Caribbean or even Africa, like just somewhere hot, somewhere warm, like somewhere like the Mediterranean, just not the UK, because it's not for me. So I got my jumper on, I got this thick cardigan on, and I ain't got my heating on because I don't want these people to write to me to tell me no madness again. Okay. So yeah. Just don't write to me, please. Another thing that's increased, I think it's for like everyone. Council tax. Man, my council tax went from like one amount to £25 more. Just like, what? This is crazy. So So yeah, another thing I would say, probably this is like my last point, because I think it's so important that you guys understand the importance of this, and how much it can actually drain your finances if you're not on top of it. So recently I had a massive kind of like boiler issue, to be honest. Not even kind of like, it was a boiler issue. And at first I kind of shut my eyes to it because I was kind of like, I don't want to know. I genuinely do not want to know. So I noticed, because I was having a shower one time, and I noticed that my shower was just like kind of running cold, and then there'll be a short period where there's a burst of like hot water, and then it'll just go back to being cold again. And I just thought, what is this? Like, literally, what is this? But I had something else that I was like waiting to get done. And then I had something else that like I was planning on getting done after that. Then I had like something else. So this would have been like number 4. Do you know what I mean? I was just like, oh, I could really probably do without this now. So no word of a lie. Yeah. I was like still trying to shower, but I was trying to shower in when it was like hot. So I'd kind of put my body underneath the shower head when it was hot. I was like moving like Usain Bolt, man. You should have seen me. You should have seen me. But so yeah, and then like a few days later, I noticed that all my hot water taps were just running cold. And I noticed that one time I turned on my heating and I could hear like water. It sounded like a flush of water directly from the boiler, and I heard it from downstairs. And you know when you just kind of think, I've got 2 options now. I've literally got 2 options. 1, 2. First one being, stay here. That could have been in your mind. Or option 2, go upstairs, see where it is, and it will need to be dealt with. So I'm not gonna lie, I went for option 1. I went for option 1. I was just like, yeah, no. So later on, whilst I was in the area where my boiler is, I decided, okay, let me open that cupboard. Let me open that cupboard and we'll see what I can see. I'm no engineer yet, but let me just see what I can see. So I looked into the cupboard and there was like water on the ground. It wasn't excessive water, but it was like enough to be a bit alarming. So I was just like, oh, great. What can I do? So what I did was the next day, because it was like 9 o'clock by that point, I was just like, there's literally nothing I can do. And to be honest, when I heard it initially, it was about 4 or 5 o'clock. So yeah. I'm not going to say that was a wise move, but yeah. So I put a bucket there underneath my boiler, and I just decided that the next day I'm going to have to deal with this. So I have home insurance, guys. I do have home insurance, and it does cover my boiler, but it's on the proviso that I get my boiler service in the last year, and I haven't been here a year, and I didn't actually receive the paperwork for the service of the boiler, and I haven't serviced it since I've been here. So that makes my insurance invalid. Anyway, being like the negotiator that I tried to be, I still called up, and I was kind of like, please, can you guys do something? I know this is a situation and I do not exactly like fit the criteria, but is there anything that you can do? Anyway, long story short is, yeah, when you get a woman on the phone, you know you're not getting nothing. You are not getting a thing. And I got a woman on the phone and she was just like, no, sorry, you've basically made it kind of like invalid. You're not abiding by the rules. So we can't do anything for you, sorry. Like, she was so heartless with it. she was just like, yeah, no. And I was just like, okay. So long story short was, I had to sign up somewhere else. They did it for free with my gas company. They did it for free. It's not for free, guys, because you have to sign up for a year thereafter. And obviously that equals quite a bit of money, but they will like do other bits and bobs for you throughout the year. So including servicing towards the end of the contract. So I was like, okay. Only thing is, I was on my training at the time to because I'm currently being loaned out to a different department, and oh my gosh, guys, this happened to me. I never thought this would happen to me. So whilst I was trying to sort out the boiler, because we didn't really have breaks and stuff, I was trying to do it whilst I was on the training, virtual training, of course. And guess what? I did not hit that mute button. I did not hit that mute button. So all I heard was, Tanika, do you want to put yourself on mute? Yeah, it was the worst. It was the worst, guys. It was pretty embarrassing. You know when you just want the earth to swallow you up? That was me. At that point, that was me. And so, yeah, that is how I've been getting on over the past 6 months of being here now. And I would say that there's been like a lot of progress in the whole anxiety realm. But like I said, it's eased and not ceased. So yeah, hopefully I'm hoping because I'm guessing at some point it does kind of cease. Otherwise people wouldn't be going for bigger houses to get more more on their mortgage, I suppose. I don't know. Let me know what you think, guys. Remember to share and to like as well and subscribe, okay? All right then, guys. Take care. Bye. Bye-bye.